Hi, this is Joe Arlinghouse of Valor America. Thank you for your support in the past. I'm asking you again today, here in the middle of August, for your support again now. Valor America, as you know, started in 2013. We had a project before we called it Valor America to try to win Hispanic voters in Texas uh, to oppose the Democratic candidate who was doing very well with Hispanics, Wendy Davis. And we used a series of testing methods that we learned about only that year from some researchers who'd been studying the Democrats and who had sort of reverse engineered the methods of the left, which they were using year after year after year to outperform Republicans in close races. We all remember that there are people like Senator Tester in Montana and Senator Manchin in West Virginia who are in states that are strongly Republican, and yet they win race after race, in great part because the Democrats have found ways to manipulate little pockets of votes. They can find them, they can identify what those people need to keep them voting for Democrats, even though they are in states where Republicans really ought to win in a head-to-head battle. Well, we learned some of those methods in 2013 and 14, and then in 2016 we built Valor America and dove into the presidential election that year. And here we are 4 cycles later, going into our 5th election cycle in 2024. We've had a lot of success, but I need your help to go further. What I have done up till now is build an organization with a very, very frugal budget. We've had very little staff, very little overhead. We haven't paid big consultants. We haven't paid big vendors almost ever to grow our organization. We've tried to grow organically. And that growth has been just that, organic. We've grown from under $1 million of advertising to about $3 million of advertising. In 2024, we need to go much further. The stakes are simply too high. We do something that no one on the right does, not the National Rifle Association, not the Republican National Committee, not any Republican campaign. It's because the consultants that dominate the Republican world are trapped in their old ideas. They're still battling the way they battled for Bob Dole in 1996. They're not using the most modern techniques. We've put a decade into learning how to do these things. We have the trained staff. We're ready to go. All we need is sufficient funding to make a difference. So we're looking right now at an election where we think we could spend possibly $10 million and have an impact that's more like what $50 million would normally spend. That's the advantage of these tools, that we get several times the bang for the buck. It's because of the targeting. It's because of the scientific testing that tells you in advance that a message works or doesn't work. Very few people can do this particular kind of testing. It's a testing that was invented by the left. It was invented as a way of figuring out what changes people's minds without them knowing you're figuring out what changes their minds. It's a hard thing to do, but it works. It has worked, and we could do a lot more things with a lot more money. And so what I've decided to do between now and the end of the year is, for the first time, to invest in a little bit more staff, in a little bit more consulting help from the outside to grow our financial base. And I need your help to do that. I need your help to grow our donor base to about 3 times what it is now by the end of the year, and hopefully to about 10 times what it is now by the next election. In doing this, we'll have millions of dollars more to spend when it matters most. We'll have the ability to help a lot more congressmen in tight races win. We'll have the ability to help more senators in tight races win. We'll be able to go into places where lots of people may be going in, but where they're just randomly guessing what works, and we can come in with this targeted attacks on specific groups of people that we know are susceptible to being persuaded to come our way. Will you help me? Will you consider a gift bigger right now than you would normally give the year before an election? What we're going to do with your support is we're going to go out into the field to talk to some of the biggest donors out there. I will be doing that myself. and I'll have 3 helpers doing it as well. Face-to-face meetings with major Republican donors who are making their decisions now. They don't make their decisions in August of next year or September of next year. By that time, it's too late. We make these asks usually that late. But by doing it now, more than a year in advance, we have the real chance to bring in some big support. We're also going to be mailing out hundreds of thousands of letters, and we're going to be, for the first time, engaging in a major social media pitch, which is the cheapest way of soliciting small donors. We hope that through these methods, we will make a big impact on our number of donors, and that will bring people in to back up your support, so that your support is added to from the support of many others. Our goal here is to spend maybe $1 million on overhead in the next year, but to raise through that $11 million so that $10 million can go straight into ads. And as I said before, the way we do this, the targeted way, it's not only more effective, you just get much more bang for the buck. By not wasting ads on people who aren't listening, we can make a dramatic difference by only talking to people who are listening, who are open to the message we're giving them. Thank you so much for your past support. You can mail a check to us. There's a letter going out from me to you today. You can go online and give to us. It's very simple, valoramerica.kindful.com. That is our online secure giving site, which always works. And if you prefer a tax-exempt gift, you could give to our C3, which is actively engaged, as you know, in studying the methods of the left on an ongoing basis to help people on the right to understand how we've gotten to this place where there is so much manipulation in politics. Thank you. Thank you for your past support, and thank you in advance for your future support. God bless you.